Hello and good morning. This is Andy McCann, and I'm here to help you lay a firm foundation in fitness, food, and finance. And today I'm going to cover the Mountain Goat Adventure races, the 6-hour and 3-hour race at Blankets Creek that Lisa Randall and her crew puts on. And this is twofold. One is to kind of give you an idea of what these races are like, especially this one we just did, but also to get you guys thinking about doing stuff for the future. So you should, in my opinion, you should not just move or exercise. You should have a point. If you move to the next section, which is training, then you're going to get something more out of what you do, and not just physically, but the consistency and the mental discipline of getting it done. So having a future casted event to go to is going to make you go, yes, I need to work out because this is coming. So there's a lot of reasons to do it, but probably the biggest is the future cast and sticking with consistency. I'm going to give you a description of what this race was like, and then I'm going to talk about all those little bullet points in the middle too. Okay, so first off for the race, this is a podcast of fitness, food, and finance, and this is a video. If you find it on YouTube at Andy McCann 42. So Lisa Randall and her husband Chris put on these events, Mountain Goat Adventures, and she's been doing this for a very long time. So way back in the day when me, Shane, Wes, and Eric were putting on Fire Breather Challenge, she was putting on these events. So that was, golly, back in 2010. And she's local here to Cherokee and Woodstock. So support local. I mean, if you're part of our gym, CrossFit Garage, you're already doing a lot of fun fitness stuff and keeping yourself training, add to it. Support local. Here's somebody doing a thing. Now, you may think to yourself, well, I can't really mountain bike ride. Oh, that's okay. It doesn't have to be this. This is just what we did. And I would say try it. Go get a bike and try this out. First, let me tell you about the race. There was about 300 people there, and I would say 50 of them were actually racing. The rest of us were there just for fun. It had rained for about, maybe an hour before the race was to start. She did a delay. It cleared up. It was a beautiful day, just wet out there on the course and muddy. And then we all went. So they released in waves, and I'll give you, hopefully by the time I get there, the videos I just put on YouTube will have actually rendered, and I can show you some of them. But essentially, she launches you off in waves, depending on the category. Actually, let me pull that up. Okay, there we go. So she has waves that'll start, and they launch about every 2 minutes or so. I was in this wave 2. I was supposed to race with my daughter Evie, who then spent the night out, and so she's like, yeah, I'm not going to show up. I'm like, all right, that's fine. So I went and I did one lap and then took about a 10-minute break and then did another lap and decided because of my shoulder, I'm like, all right, I think I'm done. It was fun, but I think I'm probably getting in the area of I could probably hurt myself because my left shoulder has always been a problem, but just the banging of the trail for, 16 miles of bike riding. Again, I wasn't really racing, got me. So I'm going to add into my training some more shoulder stability stuff. But here's how it launches off. So anyway, they had the super fast people, I guess, in the open expert category. They took off. That was wave 1. 2 minutes later, we took off. And 2 minutes later, the next guys took off. About 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes into my race, the first group of fasties in this wave 3 started to pass. So I got a whole lot of on your left, and I'm like, that's fine. So I would just pull over and let people go by. Not everybody was that nice. They'd be like, yeah, come on past. And then they would stay right on the trail. The trail was single track, so it's kind of hard to get around them. But I found that kind of humorous. Like the really fast people were like, get out of my way. But anyway, so once the first lap was done, I pretty much never saw anybody again. So you would think, well, there's 300 people out there. But the course is 8 miles long. So yeah, you get spread out really well. What I learned about myself in this, one, I got a shoulder that's not so great. 2, man, on a scale of kindergarten to being a senior in high school, I going up a hill, I'm probably like a first grader. So I was not good at going uphill. I thought I was okay, but I could see now, okay, I'm just a normal human. So maybe a 6th grader, I just was normal, right? On the downhill, I was like a freshman boy. I had a lot of let's do this, a lot of craziness, and maybe not too much safety. So there was one point I saw a guy climbing the hill way below me, and I thought, he's probably going to catch me as we get to the top. And sure enough, we got to the top, and he's like, on your left, I'm like, sure. And I got over. And then, so he crushed the hill by, he was a college professor. He was just it was nothing. It was crazy to see. And I looked down at his gearbox and he was not on an e-bike. So like, all right, that's humbling. Anyway, he starts going down the hill. I'm like, well, I mean, it's downhill. Let's do this thing. And I just stayed right behind him. He didn't pump his brakes. I didn't pump my brake. Well, we didn't have to pump our brakes to stay away from each other. It was down this section, this Van Michael section. And we're just, weaving along and doing quite okay. So we get to the kind of like the downish, the furthest down you could be on that spot, and started going back up. And sure enough, he pulled away. So what I learned was I'm pretty good on the downhill. And I've always thought that funny when I'd race with my buddies and they're like, you go kind of fast on your downhill. You probably should slow down. And I just thought they were kind of messing around with me. So I probably do go a little too fast. Or I do probably need to slow it down. So my big things are rule number 1, show up. So we have an event. I have been prepping for it and planning for it. And here it is. And this event is actually planning for another event. So Lisa's events, which are local and super easy to get to, and I volunteered for them, which you guys should too. If you're local, come help out. I think she does you something like gives you socks or shirts or whatever if you do volunteer. So you get something out of it too, but it's also helping somebody cool that does really cool stuff here. So anyway, yeah, so I know it was a good race, and it's a plan for the next thing I'm doing. My big thing that I'm going to try to do is this race called the TNGA, which is basically from Tennessee to South Carolina across North Georgia, and that's in like August or September. So I got a lot of time to train and a lot of time to figure out what I need to do. Okay, so back to this event. So she would release all these people. Eventually, even I had like the younger people catch up to me because there are some young people who can crush this. It was kind of interesting also to see the very fast people were lopsided in their body design. So their upper body was super thin and their legs were massive tree trunks. So, I mean, that's what happens when you bike a lot, right? Okay. So Lisa has got tons of races and a couple new ones coming up this year. The great thing, if you're listening to this and you're local, then this is great because it's all in Cherokee County, Woodstock, Georgia, all around us, Blankets Creek, Rope Mill, and so forth. So a couple of events that she is coming up for 2026 because the 2025 season is over. So 2026, there's one in March 7th. It's a 50-mile gravel grind. This one is not in yours. It's in Dahlonega, but I'm gonna do all of these, volunteer and get out there and race. There's an April 4th one. It's back at Blankets Creek. There's going to be a 15 or 30-mile trail run or trail ride. I think there's also going to be a run beforehand. Actually, there it is right there. So you have a trail run, and then you can ride. So I'm going to do both of them and see how it goes. 15 miles is basically ride everything and then come back in. The 30 miles is do it twice. I'm going to take small bites, 15 miles of biking. I just did 16, so I'm like, I could probably do it. And it would take me maybe about 3 hours to complete. Probably a little bit more than that. And then there's a trail run portion of it too. On the 25th, she's got a rope mill trail run with a rope mill bike ride. So very similar. So I'll be doing that one too. Again, all this prep work. Why? Mostly because future casting events keeps you in the go for preparing. The other one is building community. I just met like 5 more people out there on the race that are like, hey, I know you. You're that CrossFit Garage guy. I'm like, sure am. Let's talk. I also saw one of our brand new members, Amber, was out there with her boyfriend, Steven. And so we got to talking. And I met her roommate, or not her roommate, her teammate. And I can't think of her name at the top of my head. But anyway, so I was able to introduce Amber to a couple other members that are racing, Louie and Joe, who were way ahead of me. And then Randy showed up. Randy was a little bit sick, so he did not race. But it was fun just to see us all out there. Again, met a bunch of other people that are like, hey, I just saw your video on this. Let's talk. It's just a great opportunity to meet lots of cool people. All right, there's another race on May 17th. There's some more September, October, November, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. Get involved, not just go race. So the first thing I did, she had a 50-miler. Actually, it was this one down here. No, that's a trail run. Let's see. Maybe it's not on there. No, there it is. The 38 and 54-mile one in September. The first thing I did was go out and volunteer just to see what it's like. And here's what I learned. It is not 150 or 300 bike racers. It's like 50 bike racers and then 200 normal people. So anybody can do this. Even if you just do one lap, what it's doing is pushing yourself forward and growing in your ability, okay? For this event, for the Blankets Creek 3-hour and 6-hour, we're obviously at Blankets Creek. And so it didn't make as much sense to me. If you're watching the video, this will make more sense, but I'll try to describe it to you. If you're thinking about racing some of this, this is how it works. Okay, so you pull into Blankets Creek and they tell you, hey, if you're in the 6 hour, park down on the southern lot or this lower lot, so you get staged down there. The reason is the course flows right through that. And if you're in the 6 hour race, you're going to be there most likely for the whole time. And so you're not going to drive out while people are trying to bike in. So that can get kind of complicated, right? The 3 hour, they put you in the middle because that's not part of the race. It's therefore easier to get out because people aren't coming and going. And then at the top, the northern side, it says no parking. I actually parked there because I couldn't park in the volunteer lot because my truck is too big and the spots were too small. So I can't do it. I parked up there not really thinking about it because it was super early. It was like, I don't know, like 6:30 a.m. And then of course everyone started setting up. I was like, yeah, I should have parked somewhere else. But anyway, so there's pit stops up here. And that way when you come in, so you're going to come out of the main, I guess, connector road, and then you'll go around their buildings, the Sorba building, and then through the parking lot, and you can change out your teammate right then, and then the teammate goes over the line, and that's where the race detector, the RFID tags are going off, so you can see your start times, right? So it was a pretty good race. My favorite part of the whole thing and seeing the organization was the cleanup. I think we cleaned the whole place up in like 30 minutes. And that is a testament to running a smooth event. So Lisa and her crew, boom, it was out there, boom, it was done. So part of my job as a volunteer was to blow off the trail some and then come back the next day and do some parking. Anyway, great stuff. So you can go to Facebook and you can find Mountain Goat Adventures, and then also every race has an event time posted. And I think you can start registering for her events on January 1st. Okay. So again, why do this stuff? It's just valuable to your body and your mindset to have that future casted date. It's also valuable to your emotional state to have this enjoyment and fun to go along with you. So I had, let's see if I can find the picture. I had Louie and Joe were out there, and then Randy showed up and we got to talking, and Randy said, all right, so we doing this next year? And Louis said, no, this is horrible. And then he shook his head up and down like, yes, we're totally doing this next year. So that's the kind of fun of it. The adversity builds bonds. It also shows you what you can and can't do and lets you grow from there. Again, none of us are super awesome racers. Well, actually Joe is, but we're there for fun. So this is us. And then on the same day, this is kind of fun too. On the same day, we had a couple members out there doing representing a Veterans Park 5K. So Clarice, Angela, Carolyn, and Skylar were out there. And we got a couple people doing a Callaway Gardens race. So put yourself out there, not just for these, training of CrossFit, but the events that you could have and you can do, okay? Let's see. So she had out there, whoa, there it is. She had out there dashing images. So we had a lady sitting at or laying down in very specific places to catch some cool pictures. So there was one where there was a kind of a jump and she got a lot of people in the air. She got a couple of people going, oh no. So both of those super funny and interesting. So I did not find a picture of me. I found a picture of Joe. I guess I was so fast, she could not capture my likeness. Do I see? No, I don't see myself in there again. Oh, actually, that's probably, no, because it's got glasses on. I had a gray shirt on and black pants, and I couldn't find it. I know I'm in here somewhere. I saw her taking pictures, unless she's like, you smell too bad. I don't want to take your picture. Anyway, it was a blast. So she also has all the like how you did on the race, like the scoring, the results. It's stuck far left, so I can't. Can I pull this over? Yeah, there you go. I can unattach it, move it over. So if you do like control find for McCann, there we are. There's Evie and me. We did 2 laps. Of course, it was just me. I can put, let's see, judge, see how they did. There they are up there. That's good. They came in 10th. Nice. They got 6 laps completed. Well done. So that was Louie and Joe. Let's see. Oh man, the guy who won this did 8 laps. That's just the funny part. You're like, I think I did pretty good. And then somebody comes by and crushes you. They were doing 40-minute laps while the other guys, okay, that was pretty close. It was like about 50-minute laps. So 10 minutes makes the difference. So, because if they're doing a lap in 40 minutes, obviously after 5 laps, that's a whole nother lap, 50 minutes that they can get in if they can stay fresh. And they were tagging out. So basically you get to stay, with your legs fresh. Okay, let me get this off the screen. So we're biking Sorba, Blankets Creek Trail. Essentially, we're down here in the parking lot. We would ride out over the, what is this, the connector? Let me see if I can blow this up. Boom, boom, there we go, a little bit bigger. And go over the bridge, and then you would start down the dwelling loop. So we'd come up the dwelling. We took a shortcut through this flow rock and roll trail, and then got back on dwelling. So we cut off maybe half of dwelling, and then you would cut up into Van Michael. I'm pretty sure we did all of Van Michael, which was awesome and terrible at the same time. So we got all that done. Then you'd come back down the top of Mosquito Flat, and then around into the parking lot and switch out. Super cake. The other events that she's going to run, like I said, it's going to be the entire course. She'll have red, blue, and yellow, possibly even the green Mosquito Flats. I haven't biked the South Loop in years. It used to be one of the only trails out there, and it was horrible. It was it was expert level. There was several places I had to get off and run my bike or push it, but I don't think that's going to be the case. They probably did some manicuring years back because they've done a lot of work on this place. It looks really good. If you haven't been out here, you need to come give this a try. Okay, what else do I have for you here? So a little bit on Lisa Randall. I met her back in like 2000 when we were doing adventure races. And oh yeah, there you go, right there. It says it in her bio right here. So she won in 2005 the Blue Ridge 24-hour race and the Adventure Extreme in Colorado. Yeah, as a solo female, dang. She crushes it. When she rides a bike, it's not, you think you're doing well until you see her go. They're like, oh yeah, that's right. I have seen Chris, her husband, and Jalen, their daughter, out on adventure races. Evie and I would race, and I would see them out there racing too. We would see their backsides because they were way ahead of us. But in the beginning of the race, we were close, and then we would never see them again. She's got a lot of content out there if you want to read about Lisa. Again, local rock star here for us. If you're into adventure racing, mountain bike racing, or even run racing, she crushes it. If you're not into that, you've never heard of her. But if you're like me and into those sports, then there's a lot of what do they call that? Fan envy? I don't know. She's like, yeah, look at her go. But super cool person. Chris is super cool. They also do some other stuff for us. So there's this thing called the Georgia Orienteering Club. I like to race in these. Basically, it's a low-key, much easier orienteering run. You could choose from the white belt or white race, which is super cake. You're on a trail. Your only choices are really, do I take the right trail or the left trail? So anybody could do these. And then all the way down to the red course or maybe even a black course, which would be super hard. And I would say if you're new to this, just don't pick those. But she and her husband are also sponsoring or setting up the Red Top Mountain one on November 30th. So I think this podcast will come out just after that race has come by. So not so helpful, Andy. But you can go to georgiaorienteering.org, or if you're in a different state, look for the same thing. Just, your state orienteering. It'll come up. It's fun races to get out there and do. If you're looking for races, then Ultra Sign Up is apparently the place to go. You can type in as much as the search engine will take and find the event that makes sense for you. You can even, let's see can I force it just to search? Let's see, events. Yeah, okay, cool. I wanted to show you this. So you can actually click on the difficulty level and say, I want something that's easy or moderate. And what is it, November? So I'll say December, January, and February. And it knows, let's say I will do 30188. That's my zip code. And I'll take anything within 90 miles. And then let's see. Maybe it's not giving me, how do I make it go? Enter? There we go. So it's going to pop up some events. So they got Beast of the East 100, 100 miler, 100K, 50 miler, marathon, half marathon. Now, I guess their idea of moderate and my idea of moderate may be a little bit different there. There's another one in Alabama, December 31st. Oh man, I guess that's the New Year's run. So 25K is like 13 miles, I think. So that's not too bad. Wait, is that right? 13, it's like half-ish. Let's see, a 5K is 3 miles. So 5 times yeah, so it'd be, yeah, about 15. So by 15 miles, I think that's pretty doable to, especially if they're saying, hey, we've got a longer race out there. That means the course will be open for longer. You have more time to complete it. So I think that's a fun way to go. Like, hey, it's a trail run. Let's get out there and go. Now, we'll say a trail run, you should estimate twice as much time as if it were on pavement, because you're on a trail and you're up and down, and it's slightly more complicated to pick your feet up higher to make the run than it is to just shuffle along on pavement. Then there's this other one right here, the Fierce Dragon. Let's see. That's in Blairsville in January. I don't think I have that one on my 240. Oh, that's because it's too long. So they've got 40 miles, no thanks. A 40K would be something like 30 miles, 28 miles. Yeah, I'm just not into that. That's a bit aggressive for me. So I guess they're moderate and easy. Maybe it's elevation. I'm not entirely sure. But you can find a bunch of races. There's also a mountain biking race one. I do the same thing. So I'm going to look for the Southeast mountain bike. Yeah, let's just go. Let's go. Let's see it. Oh, I should probably put in my location. Can I do that? Southeast. I did put Southeast. Is there more choices? Miles of my zip code. Let's do that. 30188. And how many miles of my zip code? Not any. We'll do, 500 miles. I'm willing to drive maybe an hour. So 90 miles. How about that? And enter. Apply. Okay. Well, look at that. There's the Bear 6-hour, 3-hour mountain biking race in Cleveland, which is on the 29th. So when is that? That's after Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's not going to happen. And then there's Women on Wheels. So that's a clinic ride. But anyway, it tells you what stuff's out there, right? I'm sure there's also, let me just do this. Hiking groups Southeast. If you want to go hiking, are there, Atlanta Hiking Club. I have no idea what that is, but join the Atlanta Hiking Club and go out there and hike some stuff. So here's the BLK, whatever that means, and their hiking club, where they're going and what they're doing. Find people that are doing the things that you want to do and go do it. I actually might do some of these. So my goal in the end is a couple-fold. One is to support Lisa and her events. Lisa and her husband, Chris, running Mountain Goat Adventures. They're locals. Their events are awesome. And it's right here. So I'm going to volunteer. I'm going to race them. The other is to put events on the table for me to look forward to and to practice for the big thing that I want to do. Like, I just realized my shoulder is not so good, so I need to fix that. I also realized I really like my hands in now, so I need to cut my handlebars down. Okay, let me see if those videos popped on YouTube. I know this is weird. On making a video of me on the video. Let's see. View your channel. I will make a playlist called, I'll probably just call it Mountain Goat Adventure, and then you can just kind of sort through and find it. I uploaded some shorts. Yeah, here we go. I think if I play this, you'll hear the sound, I hope. Mountain Goat Racing, Blankets Creek 3-hour and 6-hour race, and it's been a lot of fun. There's a ton of people here. I think there was something like, yeah, I see the volume going, so I'm gonna keep that playing. Like 300 racers. Essentially, you come to Blankets Creek and you ride Van Michael and Dwelling, Summit Dwelling, and you just do that, keep going, back to back to back. So what they typically do is the 6-hour is down here, staged up, and a 3-hour in here, because when the 3 hours are done, they're all going to want to leave. And then there's some transition area up there at the top. So that's how the parking goes. And then they park in the other church slide up there as well. There are accidents, and so the firemen are here because someone broke a collarbone. But essentially what they do is they grab heat 1 right here, or wave 1, and then they bring them to the start. 3, 2, 1, go. And they have wave 2 ready. All right, so that's some of it. I think I talked about some of those things as well. And then, this was kind of fun. So this is the finishing of my lap 1. I eat carnivore, so my food and nutrition for the race is different than most people. Lap 1 is complete, and I'm transitioning in my car. So I got some electrolytes, Chomp's beef jerky, some other pills, lots of salty water, some extra coffee, and more coffee. And then I already had a bunch of eggs, had 2 eggs. On my next lap, eat this stick of peas. It was a pretty dirty affair, but still kind of fun. I had a whole lot. Okay, so that picture, I twisted the camera back on me. Because it had just rained, the dirt kicked up, and it did go in my eyes quite a bit. I never bike with glasses, probably should have this time, but all of us were covered in mud. It was a lot of fun. It was weird, but it was a lot of fun. People behind me yelling on your left, so I had to get out of the way. Lap 1 is complete. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, so right at the beginning it was raining, so maybe you'll be able to hear this if you're not watching the video. Still doing my parking duty job for Mountain Goat Adventure mountain biking race. And this right here is some crazy weather for mountain bikers, but totally normal for adventure racers. So this is gonna be interesting. I was planning on just doing the race for fun, but this is more my style of race where the weather doesn't cooperate and you have to do something other than just simply bike really, really hard, which I'm not good at. So this will be fun to see how it fares with the difficult, weather and terrain. Okay, so my point there is adventure racing, you're out there for the adventure. And yes, if you are super athletic, then you're probably going to win the adventure race. But you also need to know how to use your map and work with your teammates. I've seen teams blow up because they don't know how to work together. So let's see, Amber and her boyfriend, Steven, and then Randy, Louie, Sam, myself, and Denny, I think, are the 5 are us going down to the OMAR, the Oak Mountain Adventure Race in Birmingham, Alabama in March. Join us if you want. We got a cabin out there. And anyway, adventure racing is different than just racing because if you don't use your brain, you can get behind. So, for example, I'm going to be racing with the less fast, we won't call them slow, just less fast, more methodical guys and teaching them. Randy's going to take the faster crew and race with them. Now, it is possible the thinking group might beat the, quote, faster group because we'll make better choices. And I like that in a race where I get to use my brain rather than just my brawn. Well, not brawn. You know me, I'm not really big, but I like that. I love the thrill of, I'm not sure what's going to happen. And you don't know who's ahead until you get to the very end of the race because who got what checkpoint, you don't know. So it's a mystery and a surprise. It's super awesome. All right, guys. There are some other bits and pieces I did want to cover in here. I had a whole outline written up that I didn't even follow. Let me go back through that and look for you. Oh, yeah, I don't think I said this. So in addition to the other things, consistency, future casting, all that, man, this just keeps life fun. So in addition to the fun of racing, just by myself and having a good time out there, I'm with Louie, I'm with Joe, Randy shows up, we have some fun. We see Amber out there, we're laughing, we're high-fiving. I meet other people that I've never known. Well, I know them on Facebook, and we're high-fiving. It's just a good time to make life more interesting. And then on top of it, Lisa and her crew are running this event and need help. Hey, I'm here to help. The thank you I got from Chris for I said, hey, I'm here to help clean up. What do you want to do? He says, do you mind getting dirty? And I said, hold my beer. And so the smile he had I get it, right? I've run events. People don't always want to do the dirty stuff. Hey, you want me to put my hand in the toilet to unclog it? Sure, I will do it because I am that guy. A favorite line that I got from this book called, let's see if I can find it real quick. It's called He Who Fights with Monsters. That's it. Boom, it right there. Great book. This is a great book worth listening to. Evan found this whole genre. It's a literary RPG. But anyway, in this book, he says, friends don't keep score. They just show up. I'm like, that's right. And so these people keep trying to make deals with him. And he's like, how about this? Rather than a deal, let's be friends. I'm like, dude, that's right. I don't need partners. I don't need deal makers. I need people who care. I want to show people I care. And this is just part of it. Being part of their thing, the thing that they find interesting. Being not just an NPC in their life, but like a secondary character to help out. I don't know. I just find that invigorating. Okay, another fun one is reducing the risk of injury. You would think, wait, if I'm out here doing these things, aren't I going to hurt myself more? I mean, possibly. Every time you go out and do something fun, you have a chance of injury. But here's what I learned about myself. Rule number one, it's in the gym and for life, show up. Rule number two, don't do anything stupid today that would prevent you from showing up tomorrow. So I'm out there on the first lap, and my left shoulder got a little bit janked. I'm like, okay, well, I don't think that's too bad. The next lap, I'm like, okay, that did not feel good. I think I could go around again for a third lap, but my shoulder feels off. So I need to start paying attention to that at the gym and do some extra stuff to help my shoulder with the cradle. And, I've always had a problem there. So I thought it might be okay, but it's not. So it's going to help you understand your body. Like my legs didn't cramp, my quads didn't cramp. I'm not very sore today, so I took a lot of electrolytes. I used Verity's LifeWave patches, and I feel pretty good. It's like I woke up this morning at like 5:20. I'm like, let's go. So yeah, and I'm doing this podcast early. I like to get my stuff done. I think another big part for me is the connection. You deepen the connection with the people that you experience adversity with. So that's been good. So I think Joe, Louie, Randy, I'm already pretty good friends with them, but this just has a shared experience, right? Amber's out there. She's brand new at the gym. She now knows, hey, it's not just the creepy old man who keeps texting me. He's actually a real human. So I try not to be creepy, but sometimes my jokes fall flat. So there's an amount of connection that occurs that I think is awesome. Let's see what else is in here. So I guess a piece of this on why do any of this stuff is we're all aging, we're all getting older, and typically as you get older, you're going to degrade. And you don't have to, it's just that people stop doing. So I think this is a good test. Where are you in your age, right? I'm almost 52. I've got about a month until I turn 52. And I feel relatively certain that I can say that I am the healthiest 51-year-old that I know. And what I would measure that by is mobility, strength, conditioning, balance, recovery, all of that stuff. It's kind of sad because, I just go do CrossFit and it's an hour a day in the class and about, on average, about 12 minutes of movement. And yet I can go out and do these mountain bike races and stuff. So CrossFit is the biggest hack to health and fitness that I have ever found. Beyond that, you look around and you see, where are your peers going? I've entered the drop dead years for men. When we turn 50, we just die in a 400% increase in our deaths, right? So when I'm out at these events, the other thing I get to see is other men like me who are doing these things and doing better than me. So now I don't know them and I don't know their age, but based on what we're doing going around in these laps, they're healthier and fitter. They're able to crush that, right? And I want to surround myself with people that are like me and better than me that want to grow in that same way. It's just going to make for a better aging, audit. Like how am I doing as I get older? Most of us retire and die. We don't want that to happen. Okay, I'm going to leave you with this. You could ponder it, think on it, put it in your back pocket just to ruminate on it, which ruminate would mean you swallowed it, barfed it up, chewed it again, and swallowed it. So I don't know if ruminate's the right word. All right. Life gets better when you're training for something. Strong body, sharp mind, better stories. And I think, right, that in part, better stories is maybe the whole goal of it. It just makes life more awesome. All right, guys. Hey, this is Andy McCann. If you're into this stuff, awesome. Keep doing it. If you're looking for a place where there's people like you that are training and it's not out, I don't bike very much. I don't run very much, but I'm able to do it. CrossFit Garage. If you're here locally, just come to us. Give us a shot. If you know Lisa and you're doing this stuff, let me know. I'll come up with some sort of gift to give you. It's almost Christmas, right? I'll give you some sort of gift. Come try us out. Meet the people that are like you, like us, that are doing these fun things. Build connection, especially you men. I know how it is. We don't do connection well. Guys, you've got to get some connection. It's the best thing you'll ever have in this longevity of life is knowing that people care. All right. Hey, this is Andy McCann here to help you lay a firm foundation in fitness, food, and finance. Y'all take care.